God is really speaking to you. You've been praying and asking for signs or clarity or relief from the situation that you're going through. And this message that came to me in my overwhelm of how do I help all of these people that want relief and they feel defeated and overwhelmed and lost and forgotten to God. And what has continuously come to me is the reminder that we all have access to God, and He is always seeking us just as we seek Him. And God can use anything or anyone to speak to people. It could be a song, it could be a person, it could be a smell, it could be an interaction. There are so many ways that God can use something to provide clarity, but to also let you know that you're not alone and that He sees you and He loves you and He's with you. And Jesus calls us to have faith. He calls us to have faith. And so when you have that moment of something that speaks to your soul, that is confirmation that God is talking to you. That's the Holy Spirit giving you clarity that you're not alone and that here's some answer in this thing that you've been seeking. And Jesus calls us to have faith. And so when you have those moments where you're doubtful or you're hesitant and you scroll past and you wonder, well, was that really for me because it was for so many other people? Well, that's the enemy. And all he has to do is plant a seed of doubt. And why would he do that? Why would he want to plant a single seed of doubt? Because then your mind does the rest and he doesn't have to do anything else. And doubt will then grow and create confusion or frustration or lack of faith, lack of hope. And that's what he wants to happen, because lack of faithfulness then translates into disbelief and overwhelm and giving up. And the reason that God calls us to have faith, and even in those moments that you feel so weak, you only need to have a mustard seed size of faith, but God tells us that faith is what holds all of the power. Faith is what holds the power for the impossible to happen. So when you have these moments of doubt, do not question if that doubt is because God isn't with you. Question, why is the enemy trying to plant that seed of doubt for something that your faith would then have the power to accomplish the impossible in your partnership with God and Jesus in your heart? God sees you and He hears you and He loves you. And I am stepping out in my own courage and my own faith in delivering these messages, even though I don't necessarily feel qualified or ready to share these types of messages, but it is so important. And I know that my relationship with Jesus has truly transformed not only my heart and in my life. And so if I can share my perspective that I receive from God and that I have grown with God to even fractionally help one person shift so that their life feels the way that mine has transformed, then I will continue to step out in faith and share those messages. And so I just want you to know that you're not alone, that you are seen and that you are so loved. And that even in those moments of difficulty, hold faith, because that is where the magic happens. That is where the refinement happens. That is where the impossible happens. And that is where you allow God to work.